exist in Uganda: the main harvest season and the minor season. The best quality coffee is obtained from selective picking of red ripe cherries. In that regard, Ugandan farmers strive to practice selective picking as the best way to ensure that quality in the tree is transferred to the cup. Clean containers are used to avoid mold growth. Good post-harvest practices are critically followed to maintain good quality. Two methods for coffee processing exist: wet processing and dry processing. Dry processing is mainly used for robustas. The drying starts immediately after harvest. Meticulous quality control is followed during drying so as to obtain high-quality dry beans. The red cherries with their husks intact are spread out to dry in the sun on suitable drying surfaces, mostly raised trays or tarpaulins. Farmers take advantage of the freely abundant sunshine, which is conducive for this process to dry the coffee. Some farmers are shifting to using large or small-scale solar dryers to quicken the drying time and maintain uniformity. Drying is usually complete when the cherries have attained a moisture content of 13 to 14%. The dried parchment is stored in clean sisal bags which are placed on pallets that are slightly raised to avoid wetting by ground moisture. Care is taken to ensure that the well-ventilated coffee stores or warehouses are isolated from strong-smelling liquids such as petrol or paraffin or diesel or agricultural fertilizers and chemicals to avoid contamination of the final cup. A number of coffee processing factories registered with and certified by Uganda Coffee Development Authority exist in Uganda, some of which are owned by multinational enterprises, individual coffee entrepreneurs, while others are owned by farmers' associations. Here, parchment coffee from farmers undergoes the processes of destoning and removing other unwanted materials and cleaned before undergoing the furling process, whereby husks are removed, leaving only green beans. The green beans are further subjected to meticulous hand sorting to remove unwanted materials that may have escaped the sieving machine. One important economic consideration of sustainability is the role of gender and youths in coffee farming. In Uganda, women play an important role in coffee production. Therefore, productivity and quality can easily be improved in the coffee value chain by providing more opportunities to women and the youth, who form the majority of the population in Uganda. Wet processing, on the other hand, is more complex than dry processing, requiring specific equipment and availability of large quantities of clean water. The process, which starts immediately after harvest, entails removing the pulp from the red ripe cherries, after which the coffee is thoroughly washed before drying. To ensure maximum retention of the good coffee attributes, some farmers have set up indoor drying facilities where the green coffee is allowed to dry naturally on racks under controlled conditions. Coffees processed this way retain the best coffee flavors and are generally described as mild. Arabica coffees, which account for 20% of Uganda's coffee production, are mostly processed this way. Assessing the quality of green beans and finding out its attributes is important in coffee export business. Uganda Coffee Development Authority has a well-equipped quality control laboratory which monitors the quality of coffee before it is cleared as export quality. Samples from intending exporters are brought in here to be assessed and graded by teams of qualified roasters and cuppers, trained and certified through the Global Industry Standards Coffee Quality Institute. Here, export grading classifies the clean coffee of fair average quality into the various coffee grades that meet the international export standards. The assessment is crowned with subjecting the sampled coffee to a meticulous cupping session. This is the way of assessing the flavors and traits of a coffee cup. A certificate to export is subsequently issued, and any coffee that is found below standard is rejected at this stage. Over 95% of Uganda's total annual coffee production is exported as green beans. Value addition in coffee is steadily growing in Uganda. Large and medium-scale roasters are keenly responding to this growth. At roaster level, coffee is certified under the East African Standard on Roast and Ground Coffee in line with the Ugandan National Bureau of Standards. Roasteries that meet both local and international demand of Ugandan roasted coffee are widespread across the country. A variety of emerging brands in market are indication that value addition is viable if the country is to fully reap the financial benefits from its unique coffee. A vibrant domestic coffee consumption culture is progressively gaining momentum as many Ugandans develop the palate for well-brewed coffee in the mushrooming cafes. This vivacious coffee consumption trend undoubtedly supplements Uganda's distinctive tourism sector that offers unmatched attractions on the continent, to the fact that no tourist visits and leaves the country without experiencing that irresistibly sweet aromatic taste of Uganda's coffee. As Uganda pushes forward with its drive to attain a middle income status, one of its strategic goals is to accelerate coffee production from the current 7 million to 20 million bags. To achieve this, Uganda Coffee Development Authority is increasing the yield of coffee per tree and ensuring excellent quality of all coffees that are sold on the local and international markets.
Thank you. Excellencies, dear guests, this was quite lengthy, but coffee is one of the #1 foreign exchange earners of Uganda. And for that matter, we treasure it, we value it, and let me say that we are, as Uganda Embassy, we are delighted to be graced by the presence of the minister, the tax minister for Commerce, His Excellency Mehmet Mush. So it is relevant that when we are playing such documentary, it is in line with our aspirations. So it is now also my singular honor, whereas there is Chargé d'Affaires who is going to welcome and recognize important guests. But I feel some irresistible urge to again remind you that this occasion, tonight's occasion, is a special one. In a way, we have, by coincidence, we have over 31 senior military officers from the National Defense College of the Republic of Uganda there. And also allow me to mention that in a special way we have our Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Honorable John Mulimba. This is not usual for National Day celebrations to have such a high-level personalities. We also have over 30 members of Turkish National Assembly, members of Parliament, the Parliament of Republic of Turkey. We have ambassadors of IGAD member countries. We have our Director General of East Africa Department. Of course, we have, I feel the urge of mentioning ambassador designates to Uganda, nominated Ambassador Fatih, our honorary consuls present. So this is a very special moment. So allow me to now use this singular honor to invite Charge d'Affaires to come forward and welcome guests. Then she will be the one to invite our Minister of State for Foreign Affairs to deliver a speech on the behalf of the government of the Republic of Uganda. Otherwise, we thank you for coming, guests. Feel free. Thank you.
Excellency, our chief guest, the Honorable Minister for Commerce, Honorable Mehmet Mush, Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Uganda, Honorable John Mulimba, Honorable members of Parliament here present from Turkey and from Uganda, Excellencies, the ambassadors, members of the diplomatic corps, senior military officers from the National Defense College of Uganda, business delegation from Uganda, members of the Uganda community in Turkey, our friends, the Turkish people here present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. As we celebrate Uganda at 60, I would like to welcome all of you. In Swahili we say karibu. And in Turkey we say Oscar Deniz.
The light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to.
I would like to send my sincere congratulations, first of all, to all the Ugandans, and in particular those who are residing in Turkey, on this eminent anniversary. Our Independence Day theme of this year is a declaration of Africa interdependence and our shared destiny. A declaration of African interdependence and our shared destiny. That is our theme for our independence this year. And we know that Uganda belongs to the ESC, the East African Community family, which comprises now of 7 countries. And I'm sure some of the ambassadors are here from those countries. DRC, I can see ambassador from DRC, from Kenya, Tanzania, they are all here. So we are a family of 7. And Uganda is also a member of the common COMESA, the common market for Eastern and Southern Africa. This is also a regional integration group of about 20 countries. And that is the interdependency Uganda is looking at. And it is very vital for the development of Africa as one group of people. However, in order to achieve and realize this development strategy, we need our genuine friends and brothers like Turkey. That is why we want to thank the government of Turkey for advocating for the promoting of peace and security in the world. We thank the government of Turkey for the cordial bilateral relations with Uganda that is growing from strength to strength. Let me also thank our friends, the Turkish people, for being genuine friends, especially those that have been supporting us, Uganda, in various ways, through trade and investments. As you saw outside, there are some people who are exhibiting. Those are some of our friends we are collaborating with in Uganda. And we are happy and welcome them. And we continue to encourage more investors to invest in the Pearl of Africa. I would like to thank all guests that have traveled all the way from Uganda. In a special way, I want to recognize our generals, if they can stand up and be recognized. As my colleague has said, it's a group of, we are very, very happy to see you. And also there's a group of business people who also I would like to recognize. They also came all the way from Uganda to come and grace this occasion. Thank you for loving us. And in a special way, I would like also to recognize my minister in a special way, Honorable John Mulimba. I also welcome and thank the Uganda community here in Turkey, who have managed to come. We have a very big group of students and other Ugandans, and we welcome you all. As we attend this this year's anniversary, we are looking forward to continuing working with our Turkish friends in so many ways. My second simple task this evening is to invite our special guest, the Honorable Minister, to come and address address our guests. Thank you very much. Asante sana.
Your Excellency, the Minister of Commerce of the Republic of Turkey, Excellencies, Ambassadors, and the Fraternity of Diplomatic Corps, the honorable members of Parliament from the Republic of Turkey, the distinguished men and women in uniform from the Republic of Uganda, United States, Europe, and the rest of the world, distinguished guests tonight, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's my singular honor and pleasure to welcome all of your guests and our partners to this auspicious occasion when we host friends and partners to celebrate the 60th anniversary of independence of Uganda. Karibuni sana, Ugandans who are staying in Turkey and those who have traveled a long distance to come here. Congratulations upon celebrating the 60th birthday of Republic of Uganda. Your Excellency, our Chief Guest, permit me, before I proceed, to take this singular honor and privilege to extend my gratitude to the government of the Republic of Turkey under the able leadership of His Excellency President Tayyip Erdogan for extending a warm reception and hospitality to me and my delegation since our arrival in this great Republic of Turkey. We thank you so much. The Republic of Uganda and Republic of Turkey enjoy warm, cordial bilateral relations which date back many years of our history. Today is a very momentous occasion when we gather in this room just to celebrate the 60 years of our independence. Africa has had a journey of liberation, Uganda being among them. After independence, it was only important that we embark on a journey of reconstruction and building a steadfast economy. Uganda went through through great turbulences. After 1962, when we attained independence, 1970, like many of you recall, between 1971 and 1979, was characterized by turmoil, which led to total collapse of our economy. In 1986, revolutionary Ugandans captured power in Uganda after a protracted struggle and embarked on a journey of reconstruction of the economy. To date, Uganda is a home of surplus in terms of produced goods. Produced goods, but unfortunately, primary goods. What therefore remains is now the journey to industrialize and add value so that we can benefit from the global trade space in terms of trade. So being here this evening, we shouldn't really be delving in speeches. We should only be talking about independence and we celebrate. But that will not break the ice. It's therefore important that we delve a little bit in the background of our history with a real focus on commerce that will benefit our partners, especially the government of the Republic of Turkey, who have walked along with us in the journey for the construction of our economy. Uganda enjoys bilateral relationship with a number of countries in the world. We have friends. We relate very well. But among those friends, we have partners. We have partners who never participated in the scrum and partition of Africa. We have partners who have been with us along this journey of the construction of the economy. In Uganda, we have written economics. The economics, which was written by Adam Smith, talked about factors of production and named them as labor, land, capital, and entrepreneurship. In Uganda, we have changed that because they did not put certain things in context. We have added one very important factor called peace. Peace. So having pacified Uganda and having reconstructed the economy with the production levels that we have, what now remains is partnership to pacify the rest of Africa, and thus the motto for this year's independence. That's why you have heard the Charged Affairs here reading the motto, a declaration for interdependence of Africa, our shared destiny. And for Uganda, we are resolute to ensuring that we partner with our neighbors to pacifying the rest of Africa so that we can now have a shared destiny of trade. Africa today has had a declaration of Africa Continental Free Trade Area. We would like to maximize and leverage on our interdependence in terms of trade. We want to thank in a special way Government and Republic of Turkey for partnering with Uganda in knowledge transfer, in building capital, but also in building peace. Your Excellency Mehmet, I would like to thank the government of Turkey for partnering with Uganda particularly and engaging in the pacification of Somalia and the Horn of Africa. We thank you so much. Uganda is also engaged in a number of actions in pacifying the rest of Africa. Why? Because we want to benefit from the market. But we can only benefit from the market if the market is peaceful. And that's why I said peace is the other key factor that Adam Smith did not say at that time. But for us, we have seen it. The investment climate in Uganda is very ripe. Like I have said, we produce a number of raw materials. Uganda is a blessed country. And that's why Sir Winston Churchill, having explored the whole of Africa, finally when he stepped in Uganda, he said, oh my God, this is amazing. Uganda is the pearl of Africa. Why? Like you saw the documentary here. God blessed Uganda with 2 seasons across the year. Like you saw most of these agricultural commodities that we grow, we hardly irrigate, we hardly fertilize, but we plant and harvest. So we have a lot of agricultural products. We now are also blessed with oil recently. We are blessed with a number of minerals. We are blessed by nature. The longest river in Africa is in Uganda. That's where it starts from, River Nile. By the way, we have done research. It's not true that River Nile is the second longest river in the world. No, it's the first. But somebody just skewed that historical fact. The longest river, the one that sustains African livelihood all the way from Lake Victoria down up the Mediterranean Sea. Without Africa, the rest of the countries where the river passes would not survive. We are blessed by a very good climate. We are blessed with beautiful sceneries, only privy and found in Uganda. So as we speak now, we know we are having here investors. And investors, after investing a lot, when you have reaped profits, you want to relax. When you are choosing where to relax, maybe you didn't know. I will request that more documentaries played here, so you can see more beautiful sceneries. Please, our partners from Turkey, don't go to the rest of Europe. You come to Uganda. You relax there and enjoy your money in a better fashion than you have never had before. The climate is extremely friendly. The people are very welcoming. The foods are plenty. And above all, the country is peaceful from all the borders of our neighbors with whom we share. So with the existence of those, Uganda has now an investment code that's extremely inviting. In May, we are blessed to have investors and traders from the Republic of Turkey visiting Uganda. We had an investment and trade forum. Arising out of that trade forum, Uganda has dedicated 60 square hectares of land and dedicated it to investors from Turkey. So in a place called Luero, when you are taking that road going to Bombo, I'm speaking as if all of you know about this, you will come across a very huge signpost with the words Uganda, Turkey Investment Industrial Park, only dedicated for investors from Turkey because of the friendship and cordial relationship that exists between our two republics. We have dedicated that industrial park to investors from Turkey. It's not yet full. Government of Uganda has serviced that industrial park. An investor, you simply come with your machinery and get the land given to you by government of Uganda free of charge. The park is fully serviced with electricity. The park is serviced with road infrastructure. Water is available. And you are given concessions in terms of taxation for the immediate first 5 years of investment until when you have recouped your money. That's when we begin. But Uganda does not tax the raw materials which are brought in the country, purposes of that investment. Secondly, Uganda does not curtail movement of your profits or repatriation of profits. You are free to take your profits anywhere you want. Uganda does not tax you for the raw materials that you import for processing. Uganda will support you for as long as you are doing what we call value addition of our raw materials, our products at home. And you are free. You have the advantage to export all over, whether in Africa or Europe. Africa is now coming to approximately 1.5 billion people. Uganda sits in the heart of the East African community, which is approximately 300 million people, and now cuts across Africa from the Indian Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean. Therefore, business people, friends, and partners from Turkey, you are invited to come and seize that opportunity of investing in Uganda. I want to conclude by saying we have the president of Uganda strategically selected a tested and proven ambassador to the Republic of Turkey to come and partner with you, Mr. Minister, to further the agenda of integration of our two countries, especially in respect to trade. Your Excellency, Mr. Minister, the ambassador seated next to you, ambassador designate, was a member of parliament in Uganda. We always go for election cycles of 5 years, and she had successful 2 terms. We have the East African Parliament, the Parliament of the East African Integration. She also took another turn and served there for another cycle of 5-year terms, 2 5-year terms. So she understands the dynamics of the integration. She understands the history and culture of Uganda. So His Excellency's selection was very strategic to bring to you a tested and proven person who understands Africa, to bring that wealth here, such that with your aggressive innovation in technology and industry, you partner with her to make sure that we cement our relationship based on tangible trade and exchange of value. May I take this opportunity, therefore, to introduce to you the ambassador designate, the Honorable Nusrat Peru. Kindly rise up for recognition. Your Excellency, the Honorable Minister, and our dear guests tonight, in our country we have a saying that when you find a beautiful one, you don't spare another moment. Where you find her is where you start. Now that I have found you, Your Excellency, may I take this singular honor and privilege to request you, my brother. Today, the ambassador designate hasn't given a speech here. Why? Because she hasn't presented her credentials. That's why she said there she hasn't said the word. With humility and respect, Mr. Minister, I would request you to help me facilitate my ambassador designate process for handing in her credentials and commence her work. I want to thank you so much for that. I would like to thank the fraternity of members of the diplomatic corps for the fraternal cooperation led by your dean, which you have exhibited here. I heard the dean say, that this is very momentous. I think this is the biggest stand-up so far. Yes, it's the biggest stand-up only here in Turkey, and it had to be so, because this is Turkey with Uganda. The relationship is quite unique, very well fabricated, and would like to move forward in terms of cooperation in that direction. With those many remarks, permit me take this singular honor and privilege to invite Excellency Minister of Commerce of the Republic of Turkey to come and address us. Thank you.
Honorable ministers and ambassadors, dear guests, it is an honor and a pleasure to attend the reception on the occasion of the 16th anniversary of the independence of the friendly Republic of Uganda. The decisive steps that Uganda has made forward since its independence laid down the solid basis of its stability, economic and social development, which it proudly enjoys right now as a prominent country in its region. Dear friends, I'm glad to mention that the relations between Uganda and Turkey have been developing and deepening on the basis of a sincere friendship in every field. The historical visit of our president to Uganda in 2016 marked an important milestone in our relations, setting forward an ambitious roadmap and defining new economic and commercial goals. In this sense, Uganda-Turkey Trade and Investment Summit in May in Kampala was a strong confirmation of the willingness on both sides to develop relations. And as a strong testament to our ever-growing relations, I also welcome the visit of Uganda National Defense College, as well as the distinguished businessmen from Uganda to Ankara, which coincides with this important reception. Dear guests, Turkey is reinforcing its cooperation with Africa, not only on bilateral basis, but also at a continental scale. Our shared vision in global issues plays an important role in the advancement of Turkey-Africa relations. Our African partnership strategy, based on what we call a win-win principle, proudly has yielded great success throughout the last 2 decades. The 2 major events, the Turkey and Africa Economy and Business Forum, as well as the Turkey-Africa Partnership Summit, we organized recently very important cornerstones for Turkish-African relations. While we had only 12 embassies in Africa in 2002, today we have 44 embassies. Our trade volume with the continent, which was $5.4 billion in 2003, increased to almost $35 billion last year. The total value of our business people's direct investments across Africa has exceeded $6 billion, and the volume of the projects undertaken in Africa by Turkish contractors is more than $83 billion. In 2021, Turkey-Uganda trade reached a level of $72 billion. In 2022, bilateral trade continues to grow steadily, which is not still a sizable number. As you would agree, these figures are far from being representatives of the potential. And I believe we can easily triple the current trade in a short period of time. With regard to investments, we are pleased to note that Turkish companies are already present in the Uganda market and want them to actively contribute to the development priorities of Uganda, especially in agriculture, manufacturing, mining, energy, and transportation sectors. We believe that Turkey and Uganda, intensifying their cooperation, can foster economic and trade relations and can generate wealth not only for their people but also for the whole continent. In concluding my words, I once again congratulate the 60th anniversary of the independence of the friendly Republic of Uganda, and I wish many more peaceful and prosperous anniversaries to Uganda. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellence. Now, our chief guest, together with the Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, ambassadors, or ambassador designate, chargé d'affaires, will join the chief guest for cake cutting. In a special way, we continue to recognize our guests. We recognize in a special way the members of Ministry of National Defense of Turkey for great friendship that has seen them host our team from National Defense College of Uganda. Now, we have to count, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Congratulations and celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, our chief guest, for gracing our occasion. And now, I invite you, after our minister has seen off the chief guest, I invite you to our special dinner prepared for you. And then the entertainment. We are to be here, I don't want to say till morning, but we are to be here till late. Thank you.
Celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilations. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be. I was afraid that maybe you
Future powers, great joy and wisdom. Close all doors, love will open a window. Future powers, great joy and wisdom. Close all doors, love will open a window. Ella, 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 la, 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 ella, 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 ella.
I'm going home to Africa to feel the love in Africa. I'm going home to Africa to feel the love in Africa. 5 o'clock and the city comes to life. We feel the sun wrap her arms around this great land. Sounds of children and laughter fill the air. In my heart I know there's nothing to compare. And I'm singing Ella, 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 Ella. I'm going home to Africa to feel the love in Africa. I'm going home to Africa to feel the love in Africa. Africa to feel the love in Africa. I'm going home to Africa to feel the love in Africa.
We got love in Africa. I want to live and die in Africa. What are you waiting for? Come, let's go to Africa. One love we are preaching, we got no strangers in Africa. All of the pastures so green, all of the people so real. Want you to feel how I feel. Let's go to Africa.
I'm going home to Africa.
Let's go to
feel the
Africa.
love in Africa.
To Mama
I'm
Africa.
going home to Africa to feel the love.
There's nothing I wouldn't do. Catch up in love for you as long as you want me to. I'm in love with you. There's nothing I wouldn't do. Catch up in love for you as long as you want me to. Penzi talipamba ngojera, fuba kama tanga segera. Kwa vinodo baikoko, kutoka manzobe. Ficha tuazi twanga kisera, posting insta wanga kwa kera. Fada ya chali kimoko, 'cause I just wanna laugh and know my African beauty. You're my African beauty. Yes you are. You're my African beauty. Yes you are. You're my African beauty. Ooh la la la. Ooh la la la. By the way, girl, I've been looking for ya. I think I might just find ya in Africa. Girl, you know the sound when I come around. Lost you in a crowd, gon' bring out the crown. Yeah, do it now, do it now. Do it now, do it now. Ficha tuazi twanga kisera, posting insta wanga kwa kera. Fada ya chali kimoko, 'cause I just wanna laugh and know my African beauty. You're my African beauty. Yes you are. You're my African beauty. Yes you are. You're my African beauty. Bring out the crown, yeah. Do it now, do it now.
Excellencies, dear guests, I just wanted you to listen to an interview. Yesterday we had a coffee cupping event that was meant to create awareness about our coffee among tax importers and lovers, and a few interviews were made. So I would like to invite you to listen to the interview of our Ambassador Designate and the other coffee business people. Please play that. Can you play that those interviews?
My name is Vincent Okaba. I'm from Uganda, northern part of Uganda, maybe